Hey everyone, welcome to another Painting with Jay. As always, my name is Jay. So grab a brush, grab some models, grab some paints and paint along. Remember, happy painting everyone. And if you ever want to buy your own happy painting t-shirt, check out my Spreadshirt store at miniwargamerj.spreadshirt.com, because then you could be happy painting as well. You know, I recommend orange. It's always fun to wear a bright color and have happy painting on it. So today I'm going to be working on a librarian, finishing up that librarian and Terminator armor, now that my captain's done. And then I don't know what I'm going to do next week. Maybe some vehicles and stuff. I don't know, I'm going to keep working on my vanilla marines. So let's get started. Let's rid the world of unpainted models. Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be working on this librarian in Terminator armor. Cool stuff. You know, I've been having a lot of fun painting my vanilla marines, so I'm just going to get my palette. And yeah, one of my last HQs that I'll be working on maybe for a little bit. I don't know, maybe I'll work on another. I have a couple more HQs that I want to paint up for vanilla marines. Yeah, you know, fun stuff. He's on his way. He's not done yet. I've been kind of painting him color by color, and I kind of regret that because he's now kind of hodgepodge. I don't really... Yeah, there's a few colors left that I'm like, oh, I missed that color, I missed this color. Oops, dropped them again. But yeah, we'll get them done. We'll paint them up today and get them finished. Then afterwards, I probably will just work on a couple commissions if I have time, because I don't really have anything else prepared for this week's painting with Jay. So it's okay. But we'll get him done first, and that's what matters. And then, you know, he's already been in battle reports. I shot a battle report with him yesterday, and it was a lot of fun. So I'll talk about that after as well. So right now I'm going to take some gray liner, and I'm going to paint all the areas that would be basically black on him. I'm going to use gray liner. That's my go-to color. I love gray liner. I'll use the palette in the background. That way maybe you guys can see me using the colors. I feel like a Chris tutorial. So right now, yeah, I'm just painting all the... Of course, I gotta get some new stands. I'm gonna get those stands eventually from... I gotta go order them from Brush for Hire, because I really like them, the model holders. So that's a chain. Keys. Yeah, so right now I'm just painting all the areas black that I want. And I'll talk about my week and banter with myself and stuff. And, you know, yeah, life's good. No real complaints lately. You know, a lot of like annoying stuff in my life, but I try to keep on the positive side. You know, the motorcycle stuff and all that. You know, and for those who keep, I want to clarify. I drive a 1999 Honda Shadow Ace, which stands for American Classic Edition. The 2 years after that, they stopped making the Ace and switched to the Aero and Sprint system. So it's one of the last, you know, years of chain drive, for those who don't know. So yeah, as I said, it was really expensive to fix. It's still in the shop, but it should hopefully be done any day. But you know, that's life. It happens. I learned my lesson. I got CAA. So if it happens again to me, I'll be okay. Well, at least I'll still have to pay for a new tire, but I won't be stranded. You know, I'll get a prepaid tow truck home. So what else happened in the last week? So I went to a couple concerts because the Peterborough Concert Fest, right? And there were two country bands that I went and saw. One of them was called the Abrams, which is two brothers. Guess what their last name is? Hint. It's Abram. And that was cool. And then I went and saw a country artist named Chad Brownlee, who's, again, a Canadian country artist. There's a few Americans actually coming this year. A couple. The big American band is a country artist, but they're called Home Free. And they're the winners of one of the seasons of The Sing-Off. NBC's The Sing-Off. So that'll be interesting. I'll see them later in the year. Yeah, I went and saw the Abrams and Chad Brownlee, and they're both pretty good. You know what? They were both pretty good. They're free concerts, so I can't really complain, right? you can't complain about a free thing. They were good. It was, you know, supporting Canadian talent. And what really happens, though, is there's a lot of local businesses there that serve food, and there's like a 50-50 draw, and I always do those too, because I really like to support, you know, the local businesses at these things. Because technically I'm a small business owner myself, and I understand how a little bit of support can go a really long way, and, you know, so I do like to support local businesses sometimes, and that's good. Yeah, good concerts. Chad Brownlee, the Abrams were good. There's just two brothers, and they did a lot of cover songs, like a lot of their own music, but a bunch of covers as well. But Chad Brownlee, I went and saw him, and he's a more established Canadian artist. You know, the Abrams have been around for a long time too, but Chad Brownlee is a big name in country music in Canada. You know, those who like country music, it's like him and Dean Brody and a couple others that are really big. So I went and saw his concert, and he performed all of his own, you know, big hits, you know. One's called, like, Sitting on the Hood of My Car kind of thing, and which was good. Except the weird thing about his concert to me was I was kind of counting my mind. He actually kind of played, like, more covers of other people's songs than of his own songs. And he's had, like, three or four albums. And it was really weird to me that he was doing that, because you know, most artists that have like 4 albums to their names shouldn't have a problem filling an hour and a half, you know, set. And now I'm gonna take a Shabty Bone and do all the paper and skull areas that I missed. As I said, this guy was really painted almost like in a hodgepodge manner. So today I'm gonna finish him up and make him look really awesome, and then he'll be all done. So yeah, I'm just, you know, I'm a little bit, I was like, oh, okay, you know, like, and he was performing, like, it was country versions of a lot of songs that it was odd, you know, like he did Ed Sheeran's, what's that song called? I forgot what it's called. That, you know, We Found Love Right Where We Are song, you know, which was good. But then he also performed like country versions of Katy Perry's Roar. And that was a little odd. He performed a country version of Come Together by the Beatles. He did a Lynyrd Skynyrd song, Simple Man. I forget what it's called. I think it's Simple Man. You know, I was just like, okay, another country version of a pop song. What are you doing, dude? And because, as I said, I went to see him. And I don't mind country music that much. My wife listens to it a lot. So I knew some of his songs. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go listen to his music and learn a bit about, you know, Chad Brownlee music. But then half the concert was, as I said, country covers of pop songs. Or country versions of rock songs. Or country, you know, I was like... So I left the concert thinking, okay, you know, he's a good singer. It was a good concert. But, and man, the girls like him, by the way. But that was a different story. But, yeah, it was just like, okay, I only know half your song, like those songs, you know. You could have performed all your singles and a bunch of others, and I would have loved that too. I don't know why I needed to hear country version of Katy Perry. He did a country version of Coldplay. He did a country version of... Didn't he do a country version? Or was that the Abrams? I don't remember. Abrams did country versions of some songs as well. Most of their songs were their own. And it's only an hour and a half set. So, it was a little odd to me, you know? As I said, why would you... I don't know. It was good. Good concert, though. As I said, I would have been just as happy, if not happier, listening to all of his songs. Because then I would have gotten to know him as an artist, you know? And it might have encouraged me. Like, it happened when I saw Royal Wood, who I knew a few of Royal Wood's songs. When I heard Royal Wood singing, I was like, every song that he performed, I was just, in my head, I'm like, I gotta buy that song. So I went on iTunes and I bought all of his music that night. It wasn't that expensive, because he only had 2 albums. But same with like Chad Brownlee. I could have gone on and bought all of his music. And, you know, he could have just, it would have been instant selling to me, because I would be like, hey, I like your song, I'm going to buy that song. You know? I don't really want to go buy Katy Perry Roar country version. I wouldn't really buy Katy Perry Roar normal version. It's not the terrible song, but it's not my cup of tea, you know? So, interesting stuff. The dude is a very interesting guy. So he was actually drafted by an NHL team. He used to be a hockey player. And when he got injured, he decided to fall back on country music. And since then, he's become a Canadian country music sensation. That's kind of like... So this guy was kind of like one of those destined for greatness dudes, I'm guessing. I'm guessing he's a hard worker. Because to get up to professional athlete level, you pretty much have to be dedicated to your craft, right? And then he just took that dedication and he applied it to country music. So... And now, you know, he's still popular. And besides, he was drafted by the Vancouver Canucks. And they haven't done anything lately anyway. So maybe country music was his destiny. Yeah. So, interesting story guy, you know. And then the Abrams, the two brothers, they have the record for the youngest, they're the youngest performers to ever play the Grand Ole Opry, or something like that, or they were the youngest when they first performed there. So, cool stuff there. Yeah. As I said, I'm not the biggest into country music. It's not my like go-to jam when I'm traveling. When I'm traveling with my wife, it's her go-to jam, so I listen to it a lot. And I have an eidetic memory when it comes to sound. So I tend to memorize song lyrics and facts about music really easily. And so in the end, it's kind of funny because my wife doesn't. She listens to country music, but she doesn't. She hears but not listens, kind of thing. She'll listen to country music because it's country, but then she won't remember anything. You know, I could be like, hey, this is the band Perry or Chad Brownlee. This is Dean Brody. You know, Aaron Lyons. You know, a lot of country artists, Lady Antebellum, blah blah blah. And she'll be like, oh. How'd you know that? I said, because we've heard this song 18 times on this car trip. You know? So, that's cool. You know? And the Peterborough Music Fest is really, I think it's really awesome. I didn't even know about it when I moved here. But I'm really glad that I do now. This guy is scratched up. I'm really glad I've gone to them. Because it's really cool to just go see Canadian artists that I wouldn't normally see. Or like... I've always wanted to see Randy Bachman, and that was awesome. I was a fan of Royal Woods before I saw him, and after I saw him, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm like more of a super fan now. I love his music, you know. Yeah. So that's all the paper done. So I'll hit that with a Agrex Earthshade in a second. Clean up the yellows eventually. Reds. My goal is this guy has to be done by the end of this video. That's my goal. So I have another 45 minutes to get him done, and I think that'll be possible. Or at least I'll get him done to the point where I'm on his base. And then he'll be done. You know. But yeah, I'm very happy about that. The concerts have been awesome. So it was really sad that Chad Brownlee had like 100 times more people than Randy Bachman. Because in my opinion, Randy Bachman is one of the greatest musicians Canada's ever had. And nothing against Chad Brownlee, but Randy Bachman's a legend. Chad Brownlee is not a legend. He's younger than me, so he can't be up to legend status yet. Good. Yeah. I'll let those dry for a second. And in the meantime, I'll start off with Mournfang Brown. I just touched up all the reds quickly. Reds are good now. I think the reds are good for this guy. I'll do the Wiring Blue. Yeah, maybe I'll do Metallics next. No, I'll do the Mournfang Brown and get that done. So, yeah, I'm going to get that leather strap done. How's my week gone since last time we've spoken? This is like my confessional. Forgive me, viewers. I I've had a good week. You know what? I got to play a couple battle reports in the last 7 days. One against Stu, who I know is watching this, because he paints with Jay. And it was a great game. We played Chaos Space Marines versus... I've been having fun, obviously, playing Imperial Fists. If those of you wondering, I'm going to start airing battle reports again week after next. Or, no, 3 weeks from now, I think. Let me think of it myself. Yeah, because next week is... I still have 2 more weeks of face-off. Next week is the semifinals for free. The following week is the finals. And then the week after that, I'm going to start airing battle reports once again. And I've been filming some, as I said. Like I just filmed a battle report 2 this week. Both playing Imperial Fists. I'm going to start trying the new Dark Angels, but there's a story behind that, so I won't talk, you know. So I was debating this week whether or not I should try the new Dark Angels in either battle report. Or should I just keep playing my own Vanilla Marines and have a good time with Vanilla Marines? And so the first battle report, I had a list built for both, and I was debating between both. And then Stu mentioned to me that he was playing Chaos Space Marines in the battle report that we filmed. And so, you guys know me. I'm not a list tailorer at all. I can. Like, I know how to list tailor, but I'm not going to. That's not my style. So I realized that when I found out it was Chaos Space Marines, now if I happened to put Dark Angels on the table and Stu brought Chaos Space Marines, I'm not going to be upset at myself because I don't know 99% of the time what my opponent's going to bring, nor do I care. I'm going to have a fun time playing Battle Report regardless. But if I know ahead of time Stu's bringing, what was it? Stu said he's bringing Chaos Space Marines. And I kind of know how Stu plays Chaos Space Marines, and the Dark Angel list that I built would just, like, knock him into the ground. Because he runs a very assaulty, usually, Chaos Space Marine list. And Dark Angels, like, it's one of the few armies that Dark Angels really actually excel at. Because, more than the Vanilla Marines, I'm saying. Because of the fact that they overwatch a full ballistic skill, and they're a very defensive army. So if your opponent is a very assaulty army, Dark Angels will excel. And on top of that, they also have preferred enemy against Chaos Space Marines. So knowing this information, I intentionally went with Space Marines, not Dark Angels. Because, as I said, I don't mind, I'm not afraid of playing Dark Angels or anything, but knowing ahead of time, I try in my head most of the time to create a balanced battle report. If my opponent's bringing an aggressive army, I can bring, more. My opponent's bring a really top-notch army, and I know certain opponents do that. I could bring a better army, and match them. But Stu is more of a fluff player. He's not at a win-at-all-cost player, and I'm gonna love talking about this. Stu, you agree with me? I know you're watching this. Stu loves to play for fluff and what looks good. Like we're both orc players, yeah, I wouldn't, to me, bringing Dark Angels, knowing that he was bringing, especially the list that I brought, I knew the list in my head. And when I saw his list, when he put his models on the table, I thought to myself, wow, if I brought the Dark Angels list, it would have been over. It would not have been a close game, would not have been a fun game, would have not showed up well on camera. And that's what I like in a battle report, is when the games are close, when they're fun, and, when you can't look at the table instantly and know who's going to win turn 2. And that's how I roll. So I played Vanilla Marines in the first battle report. And then for the second battle report, I had the same... What I do is, each battle report I've been playing... Oops, I dropped a paint. I've been trying to just tweak my lists a little bit and have fun, try different things. And so for the second battle report, I did the same thing. I tweaked up my Vanilla Marines list, but I thought, I'm going to play Dark Angels this time. And then my opponent tells me the morning of that he's bringing Dark Angels. So I thought, oh... Well, if he's bringing Dark Angels, I'm going to bring Vanilla Marines, because Dark Angels versus Dark Angels would just be weird. And that way we get to see the new Vanilla Marines and how they fare. Obviously, my Vanilla Marines are relatively a newbie list. It's not a very uber competitive list yet. But I thought it'd be cool to see how the Vanilla Marines fare up against Dark Angels. So I intentionally did not bring Dark Angels once again, because my opponent was. And, yeah. So... And it was good. We had a good game. My opponent did bring the triple Vindicator list, which is what people have been like fearing. And I was very curious to see how it would stack up and how would it do, and I thought it would do very well. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but yeah, it did. Holy moly. That's all I can say is holy moly. Or, you know, triple Vindy list, oh my goodness. It's strong. It's very strong. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, the new Space Marine codices, so Dark Angels and Vanilla, not Blood Angels or Grey Knights or Space Wolves, they have access to triple tankless. You can bring tanks in squadrons. And what that means is you can, and what it does, it gives you a bonus if you bring them in squadrons of 3. So while they're existing in 3s, they get bonuses. And the Vindicator bonus is, rather than dropping 3, you know, because each one gets a Strength 10 AP2 large blast, rather than dropping those, you get a single Strength 10 AP2 Apocalyptic Blast that ignores cover. And those of you thinking, okay, what's the point of dropping 1 blast versus 3? Well, there's definite benefits to the Apocalyptic Blast. First of all, it ignores cover. Second, for those of you who may know, the area of a circle is pi r squared. And since the radius is double the radius for Apocalyptic Blast is double the radius of a large blast, you technically get 4 times the square footage of blast area. So technically you suffer because you only get 1/3 of the shots, but you get 4 times the square footage. So you actually get to cover 33% more area. Jay's doing math for you guys. You get 33% more area covered with this 1 blast. And plus, it ignores cover. So if your opponent, you know, and in my lists, in my Marines list, only the Terminators have invols. So if you don't have an invol save, you're just dead. Because Strength 10 AP2 instant kills and wipes off almost everything off the board. So it was interesting. Because, so my goal was to kill a Vindicator. Because once you remove 1 Vindicator, you lose that ability to do the Apocalyptic Blast. But then, what people forget about the triple Vindy list is that even when you destroy 1 Vindicator, you still have 2 more Vindicators who drop large blasts that are Strength 10 AP2. Like, it's nothing to sneeze at. Nothing to sneeze at. So, yeah, and they did very well. Let's just say that. They did very well. And I'm not going to ruin the game, say who won or anything, but holy moly. Holy moly. That's all I'm going to say. Holy moly. Oh, I missed a string. No. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, it did very well. So, yeah. But obviously, wasn't upset or anything. I was more like, wow. Game over. No, I'm kidding. But, yeah, you know, it's cool. Like, I'm not upset or anything. You know, some games, some things go better. I'm not going to ruin it. I'm not going to say who won or anything. It was actually very close until, you know, it was very close until the end. I'm not saying who wins, but it did well. The Vindicators earned their points. Like I figured they would. People debate between that or the triple Predator list. I think the Vindicator's better, personally. Because you can drop high plates against anything, you know. So, but it was cool. And then, yeah, as I said, so I played a game against Dark Angels, so there's going to be I've filmed 5 Imperial Fists battle reports so far. 3 of them are so far for free. 2 of them are going to be in the warp. I really should touch up the null oils. Clean up the yellows. He's almost done. This is basically battle report worthy, I think. He looks good. He'll be done in this video. So that'll be cool. And the battle reports are going to come back, as I said, in the end of the month. Probably, so they'll be in August. Yeah. And then eventually I'll start playing some Dark Angels as well. I'll talk to Stu. Of course, Stu's watching this. I'm going to talk to him about filming another battle report next week. And I'll probably be one of my last, I don't know, maybe a last Space Marine one for a couple weeks or a few weeks. I don't know. We'll see. Because I want to try Dark Angels. I really want to get Dark Angels on the table. What have I also learned? So I've been trying out a bunch of different versions of Space Marines. And what have I learned so far? I need vehicles. I definitely need vehicles. Vehicles are important. I run like foot slogging Marines lists. I've tried Terminators, who can deep strike, and Assault Marines can deep strike. But my biggest problem is, yeah, vehicles. I did a triple Land Raider list once. That was kind of fun. But I need vehicles. So I'm going to get some drop pods. I already have one drop pod that I just assembled today. And then I have a Razorback, which I'm going to make in the near future. I have a Rhino. But I need to get more vehicles, but they're really expensive. You know, like in Canada, it's like $50 for a 35-point vehicle. So I'll have to save up my money and slowly buy more vehicles over the upcoming months. Maybe like a vehicle a month. Maybe a Razorback or a Rhino, or I'm probably going to go Razorbacks or drop pods. And then after a few months, I'll be able to, you know, maybe by the end of the year, I can do the triple. I'm going to keep my eyes open for used models as well. Then I'll keep my eyes open, and then hopefully by the end of the year, I can run like the Battle Company list. Still need some gold. What else did I do today? Oh, this week. Oh, also, I got my local drugstore. Now I usually use 70%. Here's a story for you. I use 70% alcohol, isopropanol, but my local store got access to this new one, which is 99% alcohol. So I've been trying it out with my liquid golds, and the results are fantastic. I love it. I'm going to keep using this strong stuff. The results just look so much better. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is take some old gold and apply it to the model. I'm almost done, actually. He's going to be done soon. I'll make that gold. Yeah, he's actually almost done. Like, this is pretty close to the standard. I'm going to keep him for battle reports. And then base him. And then start working maybe on some commissions. What time are we at? 27 minutes. So perfect. This is good. So yeah, I've had a great time. Couple battle reports, couple concerts. I'm preparing for Gen Con coming up. I'm not entering the painting competition. I don't have any models lately that I've painted that I really want to enter. I'm going to start painting. I've decided what model, and I'm going to buy it. Maybe at Gen Con, we'll see. Or I'll order it. But I've decided that I'm going to try, next year, I'm going to try painting a model for Adepticon. And I'm going to try painting it. Like, I mean, I'm not going to bring a model that I painted up nicely in the past and then see how it does. I might try a competitive level standard, you know, and see if I can match it. Because I'm curious, you know, by no means do I feel like I'm the greatest painter in the history of the world. I'm in the top 5. No, I'm just kidding. That was just a joke. Please don't take that seriously. I'm an okay painter, and I love to teach people about the basics of painting, hence Miniature Painting 101. But I'm not a Golden Demon painter, but I'm curious about where does my painting level stack up? You know, how close am I to them? Am I a 70% to their 100 to their 95%? You know, because I'm just curious. You know, it's just an interesting thing that these people, like the people that I've had the very fortunate privilege to meet and to hang out with and talk to over the last year to year and a half, they are fantastic painters. You know, like Caleb and Brent and like, oh my goodness, they're such good painters. And there's Mary. AJ, like they're all just really, really good painters. Even like, what's her name? Oh my goodness. I know her real name, but what does she go by? I know her real name off the top of my head, but what does she go by? Oasis Rising, right? Because she prefers to be called Oasis Rising, so I'll call her Oasis Rising. I know her. I'm not blanking on her real name. Very, very talented painter, and she's cute, according to my viewers. But I'm just very curious to see how my painting, you know, I'm not. It's not for anything other than curiosity, and yeah. I'm not gonna like raise my prices for my commissions. By the way, if you guys are ever interested in my commissions, you know, contact me at commissions@jadedproductions.com. I'm still accepting commissions for late August. That's the earliest I'm booking for right now. But I would just love to see, where do I stand in relation to these people, because they're amazing. They really are. And I'm not saying I'm amazing, but I would love to see how I just stack up. You know, I like to paint to a battle report standard, technically. So, it's, you know, my standard is usually battle report worthy. Yeah. Excuse me. I have the hiccups. But I paint because I love to paint. You know, painting. When I say happy painting to everyone at the end of my videos, it's because painting makes me happy. I love to do it. It calms me. Not like I'm a really angry person anyway, but I love the feeling. I love bringing a model to life and then playing it on the battlefield and knowing the time and the dedication and the paint and all the things that went into making the model look awesome. And that's why I love to paint. And it's just fun. You know, it's creative and... yeah, it's a good time. So, and I really hope that you guys, I know you out there who are watching this video feel the same way, and that's why you're my comrades, you know, my confidants in my information that I share with people. Yeah. Oh, I forgot that spot for Arex Earthshade. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do for my painting with Jays for the near future. Probably keep working on vanilla, but I have a lot of Dark Angels. I really want to get some work done on them too, like all my Ravenwing. I have, I think, 18 bikes. So, that could help. You know, I got to get Samuel. But Samuel right now is going to be very hard to get. He's on back order from GW. And yeah. You know, I got to get my Demi Company ready for Dark Angels because use them as the core. But I have so many of the Dark Angels. What's really cool is that, so, like, 2 box sets of the starter sets can almost create like a list for your army, because then it gives you, you know, 3 tactical squads. You can break it down into 3 tactical squads. You can take the plasma cannons and put them towards devastators. You know, it's cool. Like, I've created through all my starter sets, I have created a Demi Company, and you know, I have a lot of guys. Oh yeah, and also in our battle report, Dave, who was the one bringing the Dark Angels, he brought Ezekiel. The only problem was I ran quadruple librarians against him, because I love this librarian conclave. It is fun. And the librarian conclave just shut down any psychic power he attempted. And he did it a couple times to me too. Like, we just shut down each other's powers left, right, and center because of the amount of resistance that we had. Like, he tried any offensive spell, and my guys were denying 5-ups, and I threw a lot of dice at them, and so it was hard for him to get off psychic powers to see how the new Dark Angel psychic powers really stack up against the vanillas. I really do like that aspect of the vanilla codex, that you can take... I'm just going to mix a couple yellows to clean up the yellows. That you can take 4 or 5 librarians for every demi company. Like, it's just hilarious. And eventually I'll get Tigurius painted up so that I can do 4 or 5 librarians with Tigurius. And just have a hilarious time. Because I can just choose my psychic powers, and they'll basically always get off because... because of the... you know, that many dice, and they'd be getting off in 2-ups, and so pretty fun. That's the kind of list I love to run. Just the, you know, the fun, like librarians having too much fun lists. But yeah, eventually I gotta get my Dark Angels back up to snuff. I really haven't focused much on my Dark Angels. I was kind of waiting for a new codex, and now that the new codex is out, cool, I really should get on them. The problem is it drops so close to the frickin' proximity to the to vanilla. And I promised my viewers, and I don't break my promises, that as soon as the vanilla codex came out, I would start my vanilla army. And so it did. And then all of a sudden it's like vanillas, and then 2 weeks later, Dark Angels. And that's just not cool to me, because it's like, hey, GW, I really want to work on my vanillas. Why did you do that to me? So I'm actually really excited that we kind of get this nice room, because there's going to be a gap apparently of months where we get to digest. And I use the term correctly, I think, digest, in the sense that, you know, like when you eat too quickly and then you just need to sit back and relax and digest your food, that saying goes. We need to do that with our codices right now. We've had this really spoiledness happen to us for these, you know, like people, like I've done, what, 8 codex reviews this year already? That's too many. I remember back in the day where like a codex every 4 months was a big thing. I think I just yeah, I did. Let's center that back on him. There we go. Like, you know what I mean? Anybody's been playing for a while. Like, I started back in 4th edition. Well, I played 2nd, but I took a break and came back in 4th. And back in 4th, a codex came out every 6 months, maybe lucky every 4 to 5 months. And then you got to see, and then right now we've just seen so many, it's like blah, 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 blah. That's literally my impression of what's happened. And we've not been able to see how the meta's changed and got to appreciate a specific codex. So now, for the next couple months, I'm really hoping we can do that. You know, people who play like AdMech armies can sit down and figure out AdMech and have some time to figure out how you know, how they work in relation to a bunch of other armies. I can see how the vanilla codex works out and the Dark Angels codex, and, you know, and appreciate it without the newest bell whistle thing coming along and stealing my attention. So I'm happy about that. I really am. It's unfortunate if you play an army like Chaos, because it's going to be probably a while before you get your Codex of Awesomeness, or if ever. Because Chaos and Tyranids right now, in my opinion, are kind of the armies that GW loves to hate. Tyranids have gotten some recent love back through all these White Dwarf army entries. But yeah, I'm happy. I got a mosquito swarming me, but that's okay. That's, you know, it's gonna be good. So I get to sit back and build my armies and play some battle reports and have a great time with my homies. He's looking good. I like him. The reason why I went with one Terminator armor was, out of all the librarians I have, because I want to keep running Terminators, and I really hate the fact that if you put a librarian in normal armor, you can't deep strike them then. So I intentionally wanted to bring in a Terminator librarian, because then he can deep strike. Makes sense. Cool. Looks good. And also, people, I've had a lot of talks with some viewers and through some questions and stuff. And this may not happen for a couple weeks, but I'm going to start a list building series called, I'll probably call it like Let's Build an Army or something, something cheesy like that. But I'm going to start a list building video series where, and I'll talk about the type of army I'm putting together and the reason, and then people can ask, like what. Again, I don't ever list tailor, but I know how, and I know it works well against other armies. So people ask me, what would be a good army to face Tyranids, and I'll say anyone, and but yeah. So I think that'll be fun. I'm gonna start a list building series. I know I got to get back on my how to play 40K, and I was gonna try to get one this week, and there's a good chance it'll still happen. There's a reason. And people, there's an actual reason now, a serious reason now. It's not anything to alarm you all, but there is a legit reason right now why I can't film it the last few days and stuff. Every time I try, there's a reason, but it's okay. I will get on the next video ASAP. I've started filming it. I just got to finish filming it. And then I'll put that one out. It's on template weapons, specifically flamer template weapons. I decided that I'm going to break up blast template and flamer template weapons. Two different videos and go into them in extreme detail. So, because they have different rules. Template weapons have no range. And they can only kill what's in their range. Blast weapons, different reason. So I'll go over them. Two different videos. And then I'll probably I think the order that I'm going to do the How to Play 40K series is Flamer, Blast, and then Vehicles in the shooting phase. Vehicles, period, probably. No, sorry, Vehicles, period. I think Vehicles, period, because they only have really a shooting phase for most vehicles. They can't assault. And then assault phase, and then special rules and stuff, and requests. Done. Let's work on basing. Happy painting with Jay. Brought to you by Jay. Jay, always happily painting. And not by Adam, who missed a spot right there. Adam, missing spots since Jay started calling him on him in 2015. And Stu, who's listening in, I know. Yeah, that's good. Let's just base him. He's good for battle reports. Yeah. And it's been really cool painting all the stuff from my workshop, getting all my stuff from my workshop in painted condition. Because I've had these models for so long that it feels really nice to be able to finally get them on the tabletop. And you gotta see, it feels, I have such a good sense of accomplishment right now. When I look around my workshop and I've removed a chunk, a huge chunk of models who I've been painting lately. So I hope you guys have the same feeling. Oh, by the way, this week's painting tutorial, in case you're wondering, is a chaplain. I painted him up for the warp, but also he's in battle reports now. So now I have a Space Marine chaplain that I can use for my demi companies for Dark Angels or Space Marines instead of a captain. Or to do the to do the battle company, you need a chaplain, So I'm gonna nickname him Charlie. Charlie Chaplin. deal with that. Yeah. I'm working on a couple new shirt ideas. It's really fun because just by talking to people, you know, I was talking with Stu the other day and I came up with another idea for a shirt and I was like, oh man, I got to do that shirt idea. So I'm going to. Yeah. So this title of this video should probably be like country music, Imperial Fists, and I always have to have three things. Maybe t-shirts or something, I don't know. What else? I'm watching, I'm not watching that many TV shows right now. A little bit of America's Got Talent. American Ninja Warrior is still my thing. This week's American Ninja Warrior, oh my goodness, was way too difficult. Way too difficult. What was the other thing that I'm watching? A little bit of Ultimate Fighter, which just ended. Oh, there was a show I was watching. I don't remember. I'm excited that the Muppets are coming out with a new TV show again. And it's going to be kind of like it's basically in the same style as The Office, but it's with Muppets. What TV show was I recently watching that I really loved? I don't remember. It made me laugh. I watched the last season of Community. I downloaded it the other day. The season 6. It was pretty good. I really missed... Oh. Sorry, I just spilled a bit of paint. I miss the characters. You know, the thing is about the show Community was the interaction between the original characters really made the show, you know. And then one by one, the actors kind of left for various reasons. Now, some of them had good reasons, you know, like what's her name? Nicole Brown. Yvette Nicole Brown. She left because her father was sick. Understandable, right? Family comes first. But, I don't know, Donald Glover kind of just left because he didn't like not being his own boss. And Chevy Chase left because he did not get along with Dan Harmon at all. You know, so it's just, I don't know, and the show suffers as a result. Which happens a lot with TV shows. I hate it when actors quit and then the characters suffer and then the show suffers. You know, Lost, that was the biggest example. Like, oh my goodness, Lost was... Oh, I forgot to paint the staff. That's okay. Maybe I'll quickly do that. But like Lost, so many actors got in trouble or quit the show and then their characters got killed and it was like, oh... Yeah. Man. I had 23,000. I crossed 23,000 subscribers since last video. That was pretty cool. There's not really a like maybe 25,000 will be a cool milestone. But, yeah. You know, I'm still continuing to grow. Not as fast as I once was. But people like what I'm doing. And that's what makes me happy. I know I will never be the #1 channel in our niche. Because, frankly, I am too small. You know, and that's okay to me. My goal isn't to be the #1. I don't have to be the biggest, the baddest. I just want to do the best that I can and make the best content that I can. I know that sounds really cheesy, but it's true. It is true. And those who know me, I am also one of my goals, and this sounds I don't know, cheesy or something, but I really do want this to be true. Now that I'm a very, 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 very minor internet celebrity, I really want to be genuine. And that was my always goal. Since I started making videos, I always wanted to come across as genuine. And I think that I've done that because anybody who meets me, they always say the same thing, that I'm exactly like they would picture that I am, except I'm taller. Other than the taller part, I am exactly who, you know, I come across. Once they meet me, they are not disappointed or surprised at how I am in real life. That's what I want to be known for. Obviously, I am not as big as a klepto. You know, like, well, I am. I goof around and I move stuff around. You know, that's it. But you know, that's one of the things that really is important to me. Is I don't ever want to be one of those people that people are disappointed when they meet me, because I've done that. I've met people before, and it's happened with me. I wonder if it's ever happened with you people. That's one of my questions to you. Have you ever met any celebrities? And I'm not a celebrity. I'm not calling myself a celebrity, okay? But have you ever met someone that you viewed or looked up to or, you know, were interested in, and then you were disappointed? Because I've done that. It's happened with me. I'm not going to drop any specific names. Adam, who missed a spot? No, I'm kidding. Adam, for those who are wondering, Adam is very genuine. Adam is Adam. And have you seen Adam on video? That's Adam in real life. Adam's a great guy from Greenleaf. You know, Adam is one of my favorite people to talk to sometimes. You know, I love talking to him. Especially in person. He's a hoot. He is a hoot. Yeah. Like, have you guys ever met? So that's one of my questions to you. Have you ever met someone? And who have you met? And were you disappointed? Or who was really genuine? You know? Like my buddy, I had a friend named Adam. This is a different Adam than Adam from Greenleaf. My friend Adam, that my old buddy from university. My old friend Adam, he was actually a huge Bare Naked Ladies fan. And he met Steve, what's his name? Not Steve Tyler's. Stephen Page. And he worked at the Toronto Zoo at the time. And he met Stephen Page, the lead singer at the time. He's since left Bare Naked Ladies. And Stephen Page, just by meeting him, basically soured Bare Naked Ladies for him. Apparently, he had such a bad experience meeting him that he couldn't listen to Bare Naked Ladies for a while. Right now, by the way, for those wondering, I'm just painting some orange and building up the layers on this guy's staff, warding staff. You know, I never want to be that in real life. I don't want someone to unsubscribe to me because they meet me and I'm a disappointment, because that's, you know, it could happen. And if it does happen, it's unfortunate. But I think I'm a genuine person. That's my goal. So. But, yeah, as I said, I don't consider myself a celebrity by any means. In our niche, I'm a medium fish. I'm a medium fish in a tiny pond. Right? But I go to places like Gen Con, where I am a teeny, 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 tiny, tiny fish. You know? And it's really fun, because I get to meet people and I'm like, whoa! And I had the same thing. Like, when I met the WGC for the first time, I was like a bit starstruck. Meeting Les and Chung the first time, I was like, whoa! I just talked with Chung and Les. You know? First time I met Sean from Blue Table Painting, or first time I met even Dave and Matt to some extent. Yeah. But I met them a lot earlier on, but yeah. You know, I was a bit starstruck. Oops. Well, I'm probably gonna call it soon, because it's too late in the video, I think, to start my commissions. And he's gonna take a while to dry. As you can see, that it's very humid here, so things take a long time to dry. And we're at like 55 minutes anyway. So it's not it's not a bad time anyway to call off. But these are the commissions I'm currently working on. A couple of House Guard halberdiers for my friend Andy. I'm painting up a bunch of Infinity models soon, but they haven't come yet. And I'm kind of concerned that they're probably caught at the border or something. We'll see. So, yeah, let's end now. So that concludes another episode of Painting with Jay. Once again, happy painting shirts available at miniwargamerj.spreadshirt.com if you want to be a happy painter too. And yeah, my big question to you all today is, who have you met that you were disappointed in meeting, or that actually surprised you how genuine you met? Plus, it's fun to talk about who you've met. Definitely. And speaking of meeting, I'm going to be at Gen Con in a couple weeks, so if you're going to Gen Con, come find me. I'll be wearing probably this shirt one of the days. Find me, come talk to me. No matter what I'm doing, I don't care. I would love to talk to you. Well, yeah. You know, I would love to talk to you. So come talk to me. Don't feel, you know, I want to meet you. Especially, yes, I do. So thank you very much as always for watching. Thank you for painting along with me. And I hope you got stuff done too. Now I got a painted librarian in Terminator armor ready for the Imperial Fists, which is cool. And I got a painted chaplain. So I'm pretty good right now for HQs. I have 3 painted librarians, a chaplain, a captain, and Lysander for the Imperial Fist so far. So 6 HQs already that I could almost field all of them in one list. That's pretty fun. And then next I got to work on some drop pods, some vehicles, and then I have another demi company to paint through. So it's going to be a lot of guys to paint through. So keep doing this because I'm going to keep painting with Jay. So you guys got to keep painting with me. You know, we'll get rid of we'll rid the world of unpainted models, and eventually we'll have all painted models, and that'll be awesome. Because if you're anything like me, you buy a lot of models and you have to paint them. You know what I mean? So thank you as always for watching. Really hope you enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for the next weeks. As always, until next time, this is Jay saying happy painting with Jay.